Joining me to discuss it all is co-host of Brother from Another on Peacock, my friend Michael Smith, my friend and fellow sports analyst. Thank you, Michael, for being here. I want to get right into it, Michael, because this lacrosse team, you and I had the ability to talk about this on the phone this week because I was so angry to see what happened. This police tried to intimidate the lacrosse team with subtle accusations of having drug paraphernalia, of which these young athletes had none. It's not lost on me that this happened in Georgia, a battleground state where similarly sized buses could be transporting people to the polls. It looks to me like their rights were violated, but tell me your thoughts on this whole incident.
Tiffany, what I saw was a group of police officers simply doing their job. And that job is to profile, harass, violate, intimidate, and traumatize a bus full of black people with a black bus driver. It's hard to check more boxes. It's hard to check more racist boxes than this one incident did. The only thing that was missing from this encounter was that y'all come back now, you hear? I mean, it was straight out of the 1960s, except we both know that this happens every day in 2022. Somebody's getting pulled over right now for just being black. It just so happens that this is a bus full of HBCU lacrosse athletes. There was no probable cause other than them being black. So this was just all in a day's work and another day at the office.
Yeah, it was infuriating to see. And so the sheriff's statement, the Liberty County sheriff disputes claims of racial profiling. Right, eye roll. He says, although I do not believe racial profiling occurred based on the information I have, I welcome feedback from the community on ways our law enforcement practices can be improved. Yeah, we got some feedback for you. Take a listen to this, Michael. This is the deputies talking about the girls on the bus. Take a listen.
There's a bunch of dang schoolgirls on the bus. There's probably some weed. Maybe. He seems a little talkative. He's been driving for 20 years to go from Jacksonville to Delaware. He brought him up here. He's not the original driver. No, they changed drivers. So there's a bunch of young females on that bus, y'all.
I mean, it's just kind of disgusting to hear the way that they talked about these young girls. But I want us to move on because we're running out of time. And that story is infuriating to us both. You're a father. I can't even imagine you watching your daughter be treated that way. But I want to move on because I want to talk about Tom Brady. So what I said to you when we talked about this, I said, why are they paying Tom Brady doing this? Why don't they find somebody else, give someone else an opportunity? Some of these young black journalists. And you informed me, well, Tiffany, these positions are actually often filled by former athletes and coaches. But I'm curious your thoughts on Tom Brady getting 375 million reasons to keep on working.
Well, look, he's getting 375 million. The league gets billions from these networks to broadcast these games, including NBC. So this is a drop in the bucket in the grand scheme of things.
So NBC's getting how much to broadcast the games, Michael?
Giving billions.
Billions. So NBC's paying NFL billions.
Yes,
okay, I just want to make a note because I need to talk with somebody about a raise.
Oh, yeah. You might have picked the wrong line of work, Tiff. I'm going to be honest with you. You know what I mean? Like, you really might want to take this sports analyst thing a little more seriously than you do because there's a lot of money to be made for somebody like you. But
Seriously.
no, I mean, look, Tom Brady, it's not just him giving color commentary because nobody is going to make that much of a difference with their color commentary, even the greatest player of all time. It's really about Fox being in business with Tom Brady beyond the games on Sundays once he starts retiring. Don't forget, 75 of the top 100 broadcast in the U.S. in 2021 were NFL games. So there's a lot more money where this came from. So this is a wise investment and a sound bet on somebody who may not be that good. It's going to be hard for him to be as good of a broadcaster as he was as a player, but he's going to be more than that for them. He's going to be an ambassador. But give me Gus Johnson and Aqib Talib any day for my money.
Well, and the thing is, we don't even know Tom Brady's personality. Like, he said a few words. I don't know what kind of, commentary he'll be, but we'll stay tuned.
But this is a different beast, yeah.
Well, I met him briefly when our friend Kerry Champion hosted the Sports Illustrated Awards, and he was there. So we'll see. I want to talk about these fans getting out of hand because Chris Paul, this one fan was going to catch hands. And look, I understood it because all these fans who are acting a plumb fool in these stands have one thing in common. They are all privileged. They all have a sense of entitlement. Really quickly, what do you think should happen?
I have an unpopular opinion. I've been having an unpopular opinion about this for years because I come from the old school of don't start none, won't be none. So I think that young man who had the fear of God put in him and walked away like he was afraid for his life, if more fans had that kind of a fear, we would not have this issue. I've advocated for there to be enforcer fans in the stands. Let them police themselves. Because most fans say, oh, it's not all of us. It's one bad apple. Okay, y'all put y'all hands on that bad apple. Because if y'all want to treat these athletes like zoo animals, that y'all think that they are, that y'all like to believe that they are, when y'all buy a ticket, that thinking the customer's always right, you need to have that same kind of fear of retaliation.